I mean, there's some details and some bonuses and stuff, but what I'm going to share with you, I'll share the bonuses with you, but I really just go for helping people get them on the product and then exacerbating that. Where's my eraser? 10 years, somebody just passed him up. You don't start out as a consultant. What do you start out as? Associate.
Consumer.
Yeah, an associate. So for $29 a year, lets you get the products at wholesale. And it gives you your own website. Now, if they don't give their social and their birth date, then they don't get their own website, and they're not an associate. What are they?
Preferred customer.
Yeah, they're a preferred customer. They can sign up like that. Preferred customer can't make any money if they decide they want to share it with people because they didn't give their social. In any business that you work for where you get paid by the owner, do you have to give your social? Yeah, because they need to report where their money's going, right? That all needs to be kept track of. Could they add their social after they're signed up? Yeah, they have 1 year. And they can do it in their own website, or they can go and call the company, have them do it for them. So $29 a year. And to be a consultant, you need to be ordering 100 PV, which is also called a qualified what? Qualified order. Because you're ordering products that equal up to 100 PV. Does it have to just be product B, or can it be any products? Any products, but we're building with product B. There's one other step that you need to do, and I talked about it with the application process. What needs to happen after you're signed up and you have your 100 PV to get to consultant? What do you need to do? Get to what? Two people. Two people.
Two associates.
Sponsored. Yep, and they need to be associates. Preferred customers won't count for that. So 2 people sponsored. Paul Zane Pilger talks about distribution. That's all this is. We're moving products. Okay, so that's a form of distribution. When you're enrolled, how many distribution teams do you have? 2. How do we identify them?
Left and right.
Left and right. So we have a left distribution and a right distribution. And who gets to pick where people go on when you enroll them? You do. You get a pick. Right where you put your cursor, if it's on that right box, then it's on your right team. If you click the left box, then it's on the left team. When you click on the box, it opens up the enrollment form, and you're going to take that information and transfer it to the computer. Okay? So you get to decide when you personally enroll which side they go on. If it's somebody else above you, they can put them wherever they want without even asking you, right? Where do these 2 people need to go for you to become a consultant?
Find 2 more associates?
No. Where do these 2 people need to go when you enroll them? The 2 that you're going to sponsor to get you to consultant. I heard somebody say it. Say it
One
again.
on left, one on the right.
1 on the left and 1 on the right. So you're going to click on 1 box on the right and 1 box on the left, and now you're a consultant when you've enrolled them. How much PV do they have to be ordering to make you an active consultant?
100 PV?
100 PV. You guys, you now know how to become a millionaire. That's all you got to do. It's so simple. The #1 income earner, that's all he teaches. He calls it power of 2 squared. Because if you just keep teaching that, what happens? It grows. If you teach these 2 people, if you teach that person to bring in 2, that's going to add 2 to your team, right? If you teach that person to get to consultant, that adds 2 more. That's 4 more new people on your team. They're not your friends, they're not your family, they're this person's friends and family. And then if this person taught those 2 people, there's another 4 on your team, there's another 4. That's just everybody getting to consultant.
How does that benefit the first one?
Because every time somebody's enrolled by somebody in your downline, they're under you.
You're under you.
And the volume
What do you
floats
get-
up.
What do you get from that?
I'll show how that works. That's where it's kind of, your mind's going to go like this. You're going to get busy. Because you don't understand, I mean, just because you haven't seen it on the computer. I'm trying to show it on a PowerPoint. But when you're doing it in your computer and you're reading the volume, how they track it for you, it all makes sense. But really, for reals, you don't even need to worry about what does all that mean. If you just get people to do that you're bringing in, it's done. You just need to make sure it's happening on both teams, because both teams need to grow. If you just grew one team and not the other team, you wouldn't make any money. You have to grow both. Okay, so I'll show how that works on the screen here. Just remember that this person's ordering 100. That's 2 bottles of product B or any other products that equal that. These two are ordering 100, so there's 200. These 2 people are both ordering 2 bottles of product B. These 4, there's 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, because those 4 represent 4 new people, right? So we just follow that back. Look at all that volume. That would be called business volume, because you get paid on all of that. Why? Because they're in your downline.
How do you replace people that drop off?
You don't. They just stay there, and they could start ordering 6 months later. The only way they lose their position is at the end of the year renewal, which is $29.
Then what happens?
They just stay there. It just
And that
says
doesn't hurt
non-renewed.
Doesn't hurt your down.
Doesn't hurt anything. And anybody they brought in before, you still get paid on them all.
Do they still get paid on people they brought in?
Not if they didn't renew.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
They have to keep renewing.
yeah. They need to be active as a consultant to get paid. So if I have over 107,000 people in my group. There's people that have stopped ordering, but I still get paid on all the people that are ordering. There's no negative. If this person stopped ordering, then you would just lose out on their 100, right, that they were ordering. But if these people are bringing more people in, you wouldn't even feel that. But you do in the beginning when you have less people.
So you keep track of how.
The computer does.
So you know who to add on which side? 'Cause
Yeah.
You said they have the.
Yeah, they have a left team. This would be left team. This would be right team. This would be your compensation's called cycles. And then it's divided in weeks. And then it has a running total right here. This is real time running on your commissions. So you can see how much volume's gone through this week, this week, this week, this week, this week, this week. So you know which side needs more people when you go to enroll people yourself. One leg always takes off eventually, and you never catch up to it.
Is that what really happens?
It's awesome.
I know, Carl's going so crazy, I just had to keep up with it.
Yeah, it's so good when that happens. Hillary Courtney blessed me and my family's life forever. So the reason why I put these in here is because it's the best thing for the consumer. If you can set them up on a qualified order and auto ship with 2 bottles, that's the best thing you can do for them, because they could be getting paid, or at least a savings account going, while they're trying the products before they even decide they want to share. So that is the best way. But if somebody orders 1 bottle, don't try and force them. But do say, hey, look, do you know anybody else that would want another bottle? Or maybe you want some cleanse, or maybe you want something else. Because that is the best thing. I'll show you why. So $29 a year, we already talked about that. You get your wholesale membership. The business is included. Unless you don't want to do that, you don't have to. So you're enrolled. Somebody just placed you in their organization, that system of distribution. You're either on somebody's left team or right team distribution. So the Nobel Prize winning economist, Paul Zane Pilzer, said that this will be the new economy back in 2005. Now Forbes magazine has it on the cover of their magazine. So you just got placed in somebody's distribution. You can order as little or as much or none. You don't have to order. It's up to you. You control it in your website, but that's a qualified order. Now, let's say you do want to do the business. How do you open the doors for business after you have a qualified order? What do you have to become?
Enroll right and left legs.
Yeah, and what is that called?
Consultant.
Consultant. So you get to consult and enroll one on the left and one on the right. And they have to order a qualified order, and they have to be an associate. They can't be a preferred customer. You still get paid this volume off of preferred customers, but they won't keep you active as a consultant. They have to be associates. Okay? So that's what it looks like in your website. Now, if I would scroll this down and you could see what was up here and it came down, that's where that Excel chart is. And it's all ran in real time. this chart right here. So it was like Harold was saying, you don't have to be the accountant. They do it for you. And you know how much you make every week. You know what you made today. And you can see if people have enrolled in your group because it tells you how many number of people are on this team. Under every box it says how many people are below them. So under my box it says 107,700 and something. That was this morning, so I'm probably closer to 108,000 now. So when you're a consultant, you get paid on everybody. Everybody. So you gotta, I don't know if everybody thinks the same way, but this is gonna be a household name. Whether you tell anybody or not, but it's going to take somebody telling somebody to get it to become a household name. It might as well be me. It might as well be as many people on my team as I can help to do that, right? Now I'm doing two things. What are the two things that I'm doing?
Build my income and share wealth.
I'm
And
building
health.
income for me and those that partner up with me, and we're impacting world health, quality of life. Both of those at the same time. So let's just say you start building this out. Now what you got to think about here, and I don't know that this really crosses over, and I never really explained it like this until just now. Think about you're getting an application, and you get it filled out, and then you go home and you put it into the computer, and boom, there's that person right there. And you get to decide, do I want it on this side or this side? Now, once they're in, they can get people to fill out an application, and they say, I want it on my left side. And this person says, I want it on my right side. So as I'm doing this, think of these people that you're seeing as their own little websites in their home, ordering products. Okay? So as this is building out, they're not people, this is websites, but those websites represent people's homes and they're buying the product. Once they're set up, you don't do any more transactions, right? They do it on their own. So that would be called passive income. All right. So that's a pretty good looking organization. This side's a little bit, well, it looks bigger here, but it's actually not. This has 19, that has 17. Did I count them right? No, it doesn't matter. So let's just say you and your team enrolled everybody the right way on auto ship and 100 BV. When you do that, before you decide you even want to share them, the company activates your banks. What do I mean by activate? When somebody orders and they're in your downline, your banks will catch their BV. And that's what you're getting paid on. So it's going to be calculating a running total of that all the time, and it rolls up and it rolls over. So when this person orders their 2 bottles of product B, everybody in the upline is going to store it in their banks. So that 100 BV right there represents that just went into their personal savings account, each person. It's shared it equally from that one person. This person right here doesn't even know who that person is. But because they were enrolled before them, they just got blessed by them. Okay? And it equally does that on unlimited levels. So let's say it goes to Carl, and then that 100 BV goes up to Ollie, and then that goes up hundreds of people to John and Kathy Rhodes in North Fork, and then it goes up thousands of people to me.
To Dave.
Okay? That 100 BV. How the heck did they do that, and how are they not losing money? They figured it out. They haven't changed the comp plan in 14 years. We've created 103 millionaires now. So that one person's, that's like Costco here giving the owner of Costco in Texas all the money they made from their cash register, and they get to keep the same amount. Now add that on infinite times, go to Nebraska and give them the same amount from this Costco here. That's what they figured out how to do. Now the only way you get paid though is if you're building both teams. So here's another person, makes an order. Everybody gets paid in the upline because they're on auto ship and 100 BV. So those people already had 100, so this person's going to hit their bank and roll it up to 200. So their savings account just went up from 2 people they didn't even know. Okay? So there's 19 people here. How much volume would be right here if they all ordered 100?
1900?
1900. How much would this person have? 1800. How much would this person have?
17?
Yeah, and it would be divided between the two teams, right? So there would be like, I don't know, let's just say 900 over here and 800 over here. Okay? Now, if you only had volume in one leg and none over here, you wouldn't get paid a dime.
Aw.
Oh, I know. I have people like this where they're not building another leg with over $1 million sitting in their bank because they have thousands and thousands of people under them on one leg.
Oh. So you cannot just go ahead and move the second one up?
No, can't move anybody.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
So when that happens, what went wrong? They just didn't think to, or?
Well, either they weren't told, or they told them and they said, yeah, I know, but I don't want to do it.
Yeah, but somebody, they could have found someone else.
What do you mean could have found somebody else?
This
I don't know
person.
exactly.
Like if this person has $1 million in their bank right here, because they have 10,000 people on this leg, but they're not building it right here. Do you know that there are people that are like that? And you tell them and they say, I just don't know how to sell. That's an answer we'll get from some of them. But they love the product, so they keep ordering it month after month after month. And as this person's building and these people are building in their downline, their paycheck gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But they're not building their other leg. So they get $0. And you call them up and you say, oh my gosh, are you struggling financially? Yes.
Oh, really?
Well, you just need to get to consultant and let's start building. Think of some people's names and I'll call them with you. I just don't have time. That's the kind of answers you get.
Yeah.
Who holds you back the most?
You.
Yourself, right? Holly?
Well, in that situation, they're not